Have you ever pondered what happens after we die? A question as old as humanity itself. Yet the answer remains elusive, wrapped in shrouds of mystery and speculation. One such speculation is the concept of an unconscious death current, a state of existence we enter upon our departure from the physical world. Picture this, a cosmic river flowing with the currents of life and death, carrying the essence of who we once were. When we die, we surrender to this river, this unconscious death current, and embark on a journey unlike any we've experienced in our corporeal form. We no longer exist within the confines of a physical body, but rather, we become part of a grand, ethereal tapestry, interwoven with the threads of all who have come before us and all who will follow. But this isn't just a journey, it's a process of review and relaxation. Imagine having the chance to relive your life, to observe your actions, your decisions, your triumphs, and your failures, without the burden of judgment or consequence. This is the life review. It's a time for introspection, for self-understanding, a time to make sense of the narrative that was your life. And then comes the relaxation. Freed from the constraints of a physical form, we experience a profound sense of tranquility, a respite from the trials and tribulations of mortal existence. It's a time to rest, to rejuvenate, to prepare for the next phase of our journey. But what is this next phase? It's relocalization, reincarnation. We are drawn back to the physical realm, most likely back to Earth, due to the mind's familiarity and adaptation to this planet. Our essence, our consciousness, is inexorably drawn to the familiar, to the world that we know. So, the death current isn't an end, but a pause, a time to reflect and prepare for another ride on the merry-go-round called life. Is it possible to reincarnate on another planet or in another dimension? This question, tantalizing as it may be, leads us into the realm of the unfamiliar, the uncharted territories of existence. Let's delve into this, shall we? Our minds as we know them are products of the earth, fine-tuned over millennia to understand, interpret, and interact with our environment. The sights, sounds, scents, and sensations of our world are all perceptible because our minds have evolved to tune into these specific frequencies. But what happens when we consider the prospect of reincarnating on another planet or in another dimension? Well, it's a bit like trying to tune a radio to pick up a station it's not designed to receive. The unfamiliar environments of other planets or dimensions may simply be beyond the comprehension of our Earth-adapted minds. We may just not be equipped, at least not yet, to handle the sensory inputs, physical conditions, or even the concepts of time and space that could exist in these unfamiliar territories. So, does this mean we're forever tethered to the Earth in the cycle of reincarnation? Not necessarily. You see, it's thought that highly evolved minds, those that have reached a certain level of consciousness, may have more choice during the death process. These minds, it's believed, can navigate the death current with awareness and intention, possibly opening the door to reincarnation in unfamiliar territories. However, such a feat requires a depth of spiritual evolution that may be beyond most of us at this stage. While the thought of reincarnating on another planet or in another dimension is indeed fascinating, it seems we're currently bound by the evolutionary constraints of our minds. The unfamiliar territories remain largely unexplored, at least for the time being, but who knows what the future holds. As we continue to evolve, these boundaries may eventually be pushed, opening up realms of existence we can barely begin to fathom. So, it seems we are bound by the evolutionary limits of our minds, at least for now. But remember, evolution is a process, and processes, my friends, are subject to change. Should we seek to escape reincarnating on Earth? A question that stirs the depths of our collective consciousness, echoing through the chambers of our souls. Earth, our home, has been a stage for countless stories of joy, sorrow, triumph, and defeat. For some, the trials and tribulations of living on our blue planet can be overwhelming, prompting a desire to eschew reincarnation here. We yearn for something different, something better. But is escape truly the answer? Imagine for a moment, if you will, the Earth as a garden. If the garden has been neglected, is the solution to abandon it or to roll up our sleeves and breathe life back into it? Perhaps the solution isn't to escape Earth, but to transform it. Yes, the task may seem daunting, but consider this. What if we focused our efforts on creating a thriving planetary civilization, one where every individual is valued, where harmony is not just a concept, but a reality? This isn't about creating utopia. It's about understanding our role as caretakers of this beautiful planet. We are the gardeners, and it is within our power to sow seeds of change. We can cultivate a world where love, compassion, and understanding flourish, where the environment is respected and where technology is used to enhance our lives, not control them. As we evolve, we learn. We learn about ourselves, about each other, and about the world we inhabit. And through this constant cycle of learning and growth, we build the foundations for a better world. We learn to work together, to synchronize our minds into a network of collective consciousness, striding towards a brighter future. So let's not seek to escape Earth, but to transform it. Let's strive to make it a place where every soul would willingly choose to return, a place that resonates with harmony, love, and unity. In this grand cosmic dance, we are not mere spectators, we are participants, co-creators of our shared reality. So the key isn't escape, but transformation. It's up to us to make Earth a place we would willingly choose to return to. What if we could transcend physical reality? Now, there's a question that's been echoing through the corridors of human consciousness for millennia. We've dreamed about it in our science fiction, pondered it in our philosophy, and even probed it in our cutting-edge physics. Imagine, for a moment, a reality beyond the physical, a collective frequency domain or dimension, a space where we are not limited by the constraints of our bodily vessels, a place where the boundaries between you and I simply melt away, where the collective consciousness of humanity finds a new home. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But it's important to remember that we can't just skip the necessary stages of growth and learning to arrive at such a state. It's like expecting a toddler to run before they've even learned to crawl. We need to evolve, to grow, to learn to work together before we can even dream of transcending our physical reality. And where better to learn these lessons than here on Earth? You might think of Earth as a school of sorts, a place that teaches us synchronization of minds into a network. It's a tough curriculum, no doubt, but there's no shortcut to graduation. We need to learn to harmonize our thoughts, our intentions, our actions to function as a collective before we can hope to form a collective consciousness. Sure, there are challenges, there are obstacles, but they are there for a reason. They are the bumps in the road that make us stronger, the trials that forge us into better versions of ourselves. They are the stepping stones on our path towards transcendence. So, let's not rush to leave our physical reality behind. Instead, let's focus on the lessons it has to teach us, on the growth it can spur within us. Let's work on strengthening our minds, on building connections, on fostering a sense of unity. So even if we could transcend, Earth still has vital lessons to teach us. Let's make sure we learn them well. After all, the future of our collective consciousness depends on it. What should we focus on then, you might ask? Instead of yearning for a quick escape, let's take a moment to envision the power of co-creation, of working together to construct a world that sings with beauty, harmony, and understanding. Consider this. We are all master builders, each possessing unique skills and perspectives. When we combine these talents, the potential for creation is limitless. We are not merely inhabitants of this planet, we are its architects, its artists, its visionaries. Imagine a world where our collective consciousness has reached a level of evolution that allows us to manifest our dreams into reality. A world where we've learned to harness the power of our minds to shape the fabric of our existence. This is not a far-fetched fantasy, but a potential future that lies within our grasp. But remember, co-creation is not a passive process. It requires active participation, collaboration, and a shared vision. We all have a role to play, a contribution to make. Whether you're a scientist developing sustainable technologies, a teacher nurturing young minds, or an artist inspiring with your creativity, you are a crucial part of this beautiful tapestry we're weaving together. And as we co-create this new world, we are also shaping ourselves. We are evolving, learning, growing. We are becoming beings capable of love and understanding on a scale we can scarcely imagine. And it is through this process of co-creation, this journey of collective evolution, that we will find our true potential. The path to this beautiful new world may be challenging, it may be long, but it is a path worth treading. For on this path we find not just the promise of a better world, but the promise of better versions of ourselves. So, instead of dreaming about escaping, let's dream about creating. Together we can shape the future.